What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on the new free-to-play 2023 account in the Spiders dungeon, trying to finish up our Arbiter mission to clear Spider 14 10 times. We're actually on the 10th run here, so I'm hoping it goes through smoothly. We managed to push ahead 4 more levels in the Spider. Got kind of a team here that just works. It's not fast. It takes about 3 minutes to get through it. But we just had to get this clear for the Arbiter mission. Outside of this, we would normally just be farming Spider 10 since we get a pretty good drop rate on 5-star gear in that dungeon. But we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today on the free-to-play account. We've got kind of a interesting decision that we have to make going forward as regarding this new fusion that's coming out that we just got word about today. I've been watching some videos on this new guy. We're going to talk about him in just a second. But we also have a 2x Ancients event coming up this weekend, and we've got a 10x for Valkyrie during that, which is pretty cool. If we could land her on an account like this early in the game, that would be absolutely incredible. Now, we only have 2 legendaries right now on our account here. I think I just went over into the 3rd month. I'm like first week of the 3rd month on this account. So we've got Rhonda and we have Stalthus so far. Both have been pretty good for us, helped us progress through a good bit of content. So we do have some decent legendaries already. And getting another legendary may not be a great thing this early because, number one, we don't really have the legendary books quite yet. And it's also pretty hard to get a legendary up and running quickly when you are on a free-to-play account with not a lot of resources. So we kind of have to make that decision on what we want to try to do. The new fusion guy looks pretty cool. I think he's going to have some interesting use in a lot of areas of the game. What I was thinking about using him for when I first saw him was clan boss, possibly, because we could actually run him in as our lead with the leech he has, the increased accuracy and the increased speed, and we could just get a really super fast clan boss team that's going to take a ton of turns and do a lot more damage than our team that we have currently. Oh, this is looking like it may fail here. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's probably not going to... We're not going to get it done here because Stalthus can't solo this. So might as well just go ahead and cancel this out. And of course, as it always happens, this worked all day today. I got 9 in a row. I said, you know what? I'm going to save the 10th run for a video later. And of course, they decide to fail. That's usually how it works. Unless I'm rolling gear, I usually get good gear rolls on video or good gear drops, but when I'm trying to clear content, it sometimes doesn't work out quite well. But let me go ahead and throw up the new fusion here. Razelvarg, he is in the Skinwalker faction, which is awesome. I like that the Skinwalkers have been getting a bunch of love lately, and they're getting a lot of cool champions. So I think this guy looks pretty cool. Obviously, got the rabbit, and for Easter, I guess, is what they're going for there. But this guy reminds me of a character from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon way back in the day. I don't remember his name, but there was the Rabbit Samurai. This guy looks kind of like him a little bit, so he's pretty cool looking. And he's basically built all around speed. Now, he is an attack champion, which is kind of interesting because he does have a little bit of support built into his kit. He's got the leech on the A2. Heals himself a little bit with that as well. You've got the increased speed buff and the increased accuracy buff on all the allies as well, which is pretty awesome. Like I said, that could come in handy for quite a few different dungeons, and where I was thinking on the free-to-play was you bringing that in for Clan Boss to help alleviate some of the gear concerns we have, because as we try to make the move to Nightmare, it'd be nice to not have to worry about speed and accuracy so much, and then we could throw in some more damage gear, maybe for that. And then he's got this each increased speed buff that he places is going to increase his own speed by 5, so it would stack up to 100, which also means you wouldn't have to really build him with a ton of speed in order to make him viable. And a nice increase ally speed in all battles by 20%. That's always a good aura to have, especially early and mid-game. It's, again, which I'm kind of thinking about on the new free-to-play account. This guy would be quite good for helping us get through some different areas of the game. So, I don't know. The one issue on these fusions is always the summon rush, because the more sacred shards you have, the easier it is to get through it. We don't really have a ton of shards on the account right now. I think I have 2 sacreds and only 1 or 2 voids at this point, and we've only got close to 600 mystery shards, so even that would not be a great way to go about trying to make up the difference. And also, energy is always a big deal. You got to farm a lot of these dungeons. We only have Dragon up to 20 right now. We haven't really been pushing the dungeons due to no need to really do it quite yet until we get to that span of the Arbiter missions in the game. But we'll talk about that here in a second. It looks like we did manage to clear 14. Actually, we got our fastest time, so there you go. We failed at one run. We got our fastest time here with the 222 run, which is pretty nice. And we did get an accuracy banner, which is great. I have been trying to farm up those accuracy banners for a while because we do need some on our clan boss team. So there we go. We got our dungeon mission finished, which is great. I believe we're going to get the other mission next to that actually finished up. But let's go ahead and we'll jump out to the main page here, and we'll go ahead and collect that mission, and we'll go over the Shards situation real quick before we hit some clan boss. Alright, so here we go. Clear stage 14 or higher of the Spider's Den 10 times on auto. That is done. So we're going to get 75 gems. It's kind of the cool thing when you get into this stage of the Arbiter missions. One of the reasons we have so many gems right now is we did clear quite a few of these already, and you do get 75 gems for a lot of these missions, and then you start getting some ancient shards as well, so this is pretty cool. We should be able to do most of these. Our real big problem that we're going to have coming up is going to be these arena missions. We're in Gold 2 right now. It's really hard to farm Gold 2 or Gold 3 when we get up into it, so we're kind of having to wait around to refresh and get some single target defenses. And it's just tough early in the game to be getting that many medals, unless you've just pulled a bunch of crazy good arena champions and you're just farming arena like crazy. It's kind of tough to get these built up. Plus, we've kind of been ignoring the Great Hall in terms of just getting 1 up to 7. We've been kind of piecemealing it together, building up a lot of our HP and defensive stats, at least up to level 3 for the clan boss. So that's kind of where we are there. But there we go. At least we got 2 more Arbiter missions knocked out. We're doing pretty good here. We're 11 out of 60 on the last part for her, and we're only in like the 3rd month of the account, so it's pretty nice. Let's go take a look now. We'll jump over and take a look at our shard situation and kind of talk about the Ancient 2X that's coming up tomorrow. Alright, so here we go. We've got our shards here on the account. We only have 3 voids right now. I think these mostly came from clan boss chests so far. We've been doing the top chest on Brutal and getting usually the 2nd chest on Nightmare so far with our extra keys. We do have 2 Sacreds. These are both from monthly login. We just kind of saved those and haven't used them. And we got 578 mystery shards. But the cool thing is we do have 32 ancients, which on a 2X, this is pretty good, especially on a newer account. And that's why I'm kind of struggling on whether or not I want to go ahead and pull these tomorrow just to try to get some good epics. And hopefully maybe we get a legendary in there somewhere that's really good. You know, but the thing is there too, we could pull just a really crap legendary. You never know. My luck on these is usually not good. I usually pull duplicates or fusion champions, so who knows. We are closing in also on Rosin Scarhide. We actually only need, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 7 champs, so actually we're not that close, but we're getting there. And we can get Skullsworn from farming the campaign. And we could also pull some of these epics from the Ancient 2X as well. So I think there's a lot of benefits that come from pulling our shards tomorrow. And then the thing is, you know, on an early game account, especially like this, you want to try to be getting those good epic champions. They're going to be more valuable to you than a lot of these legendaries. Other thing too is we are still looking for a solid poisoner for clan boss. Let's go take a look at the roster so we can talk about that just a little bit. So you can see here, this is mainly what we've been working on so far. We do have 9 6-star champions, which we kind of went over in the video last time. But if we go ahead and take a look here, we did just get Yaga the Insatiable. We've been kind of messing around with him a little bit, bringing him up just to use mainly in faction wars right now. And I am considering using him as my clan boss poisoner because as of right now, he would be kind of our best option that we have on the account. We do have Chani and Taragi, Deacon, Grappler, and Hyria right now as our main 5 for the clan boss. I would probably bring him in for either Grappler or Hyria to be that damage dealer and put out some of that poison. But I've kind of held back. I got him up to 5 stars here. We've been farming up some chickens. We've got a couple 5-star chickens here to use. And I was just thinking, you know, maybe we wait and we pull on the Ancient 2X and see if we get a Frozen Banshee. I've been pulling a ton of mystery shards trying to get her, but so far she is eluding me. But anything would be good at this point. It would prevent us from having to bring him up to 6. But then if we do pull all those ancient shards and we get nothing, we might have to just go ahead and use him. And it would be kind of fun to 6-star Yaga and use him because let's be honest, people really kind of give this guy a bad rap, and we can probably make good use of him on this account. So that would be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, you know, not much has changed on the roster. We've just been farming up food and just been building up some of these champions to go ahead and feed them off and get higher up. I was looking at the other day, we actually do have quite a few good Shadowkin champions. We've got Burn Gary, we've got Gembo, we've got Sachi here, and then we've already got Chani and Taragi up here built up. So we're going to have a pretty good run at Faction Wars, at least on Shadowkin, once we get those other guys built up there. So it's pretty cool that we've been able to do that so far. But that's kind of what we're doing here. Let me know what you guys think. If you think we're going to go for the 2X or try to save for the Fusion. I'm pretty much leaning toward the 2X just because those 32 Ancients are burning a hole in my pocket, and I kind of want to just pull them and see what we get. And we're also going to have to start worrying about pushing through Spider, the later stages of Spider if we can. So one of the things I'm thinking about right now is I've got Chani here with the HP burn, and then I'm thinking about using Harken Great Blade because she does have the debuff spread. So you put your HP burn on the Mama Spider, and then you hit her with this. It spreads it to all the Spiderlings, and then we would just have to build a couple tanky champs to kind of keep them alive while those HP burns go into effect. I did a video on that a while back. I'll put in a pinned comment where I did the same thing with her and Geomancer and kind of made that work. It's kind of a cool little strategy you can use if you don't quite have the other solid HP burn champions. But that's kind of where we are there, making some decent progress. But I'll tell you what, let's go ahead to end the video. We will jump over and take a crack at Nightmare Clan Boss and see how we're doing over there. All right, so here we are in Clan Boss. You can see we're on Brutal. We've still got our 2 key going pretty easily. We actually did hit 18 million today on one of our keys. So we are closing in on that 1 key Brutal, which is going to be pretty nice because then we can start putting 2 to 3 keys a day into Nightmare. I haven't run a Nightmare key I think since yesterday. I think we hit 10 million. So we're at a 4 key, honestly, right now, even with our pretty bad gear on our champions. I did make some improvements to Chani today. I actually did swap out an accuracy banner for her because her accuracy was not good enough to really consistently land her debuffs in Nightmare. So let's see what this team can do now. We have put a couple more boosts into the Great Hall as well for HP and defense. Nothing massive, only 1 or 2%, but it does help a little bit for that survivability. But let's just see what this team is able to do. We got the poison sensitivity up there pretty early on, which is great. And then Chani's going to hopefully extend these debuffs once we get those poisons to come out. So we'll see how this team does. See how long they can survive. One of the things I do watch quite a bit when I do these Nightmare runs is just kind of see who's dying first, which kind of clues me in on the stats we need to start working on and building up for the other champions that we have. But the main issue I keep running into in this account is silver. Silver is nearly impossible to grind when you're playing early game. I can go into Spider 10 and sell everything and usually come out with $1 million or $2 million or whatever, but then it's like you go in and try to raise up somebody's gear from like 14 to 16 and that 2 million just vanishes in an instant. So it's like, when you have so many champions you're trying to work on and so much gear you want to roll, especially early in the game, you got to really be careful about what pieces you are rolling up. Make those hard decisions on whether or not you want to leave something like at 12 or try to take it up to 16 because the silver is really tough to come by early in the game. We actually probably do need to do a gear cleanse on this account too at some point. We've got a lot of 3 and 4 star gear now that we are just not using anymore since we've been able to farm Dragon 17 and also farm Spider 10. We've got quite a good amount of 5 and even some 6 star gear that's starting to build up, so we can start getting rid of some of that 4 star gear unless it's just in a really specific set like perception or speed or something like that. But, we're doing pretty good on the gear. I think we got to really kind of get into Dragon and figure out what we can do for Dragon 20 to make that more efficient. Maybe that's another area we could use Yaga the Insatiable in since he is a force champion with poison. That's really my issue. Most of my poison champions are not working out well with the with the affinity on Dragon, so I'm having to use Rhonda in a poison set and also Stalthus in there to do some extra damage, but it's just like we don't have the good affinity poisoners to be able to do better on Dragon 20. It's another spot where someone like a Frozen Banshee or a Yaga would help us out pretty good there, so we'll see. Well, we're at turn 14, which is pretty good. It's just the damage is lacking behind quite a bit. I mean, the survivability is decent. The thing is you just got to be able to do more damage by turn 20 because that's when it starts to ramp up the damage here. And what we're looking for is we're trying to get to that magic number of 13 to 14 million per key on Nightmare, because then that'll tell me we can start just focusing on Nightmare every day and at least get that 3 key top chest, which would be awesome, but that's what we're kind of working towards. See, we did lose Hyria there already on turn 17, but debuff bar is pretty full. Yeah, we lost Taragi. That's not good. That's not good at all. Tough to keep him alive here, but we're going to lose Deacon. And yeah, see, we're right around that 9-10 million mark still, so We've still got a lot of improvements we have to make before this team is going to be able to switch over to Nightmare Clan Boss full time. So there we go, 9.5, not terrible. I think we got one more key that we'll get here in a couple hours, and we should be able to at least see. We just missed the chest, 9.7. Yeah, we'll get one more key in, and we've been actually getting the master chest here, which isn't too bad. You can get some void shards and some epic books in there at least. But we are probably going to have to also look at jumping to a new clan. This clan has been great because it has access to a lot of stuff in the clan shop, but we don't really have anybody hitting the clan boss. So you see here, it's just a couple people hitting brutal, just a couple people hitting hard. So it's like, you know, easy is getting cleared out every day, normal. But we've kind of progressed along to where we need to be in a clan that's, you know, getting double chests, because if we can start getting double chests on even the top chest brutal, that would be pretty cool, because we do have a chance to get some shards and some books in there, get the gems and everything. So I think the clan I have my main and my other free-to-play account in has some openings. I know a lot of people are quitting the game lately, so I think we have 27 out of 30 there. So I may actually just jump over to that clan. I don't think they'll care if I bring a newer account in there, because they just need warm bodies to actually do clan quests and help things out there. So that's probably what I'm going to wind up doing here in the next couple of days, is moving over to a different clan, so that I can have those two times chest every day, because that clan I'm doing on, we we top chest nightmare, top chest ultra nightmare every day times 2. So it'd be great for once we do progress to that level to be getting those extra rewards. But I think that's going to do it, guys. As always, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Like I said, let me know what you think we should do. If we should pull for this 2x Ancients tomorrow, if we should save up and try to hit this fusion. It's going to be kind of tough, so I think I'm going to maybe just pull my shards tomorrow and see what we get. As always, hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.